Hello everyone, welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the August 25th to the 31st reading, general weekly reading for the sign of Pisces. Alright, my lovely Pisces, water signs, we're going to get your angel oracles out right now, see what the messages are for you this week. You may resonate with some or all or none of these messages, and that's fine. Stay optimistic about your love life. Alright, we have reconciliation and chemistry. Beautiful cards. Alright, very harmonious cards. Alright, so let's go right into getting your animal spirits out as well. So this is something that I added to the weeklies. We're going to start looking at animal spirits, see what's working with you this week. What animal spirits you may be walking with. Now, animal spirits can come into your life in the form of events or people, or you can be embodying certain attributes, right, of animal spirits. So there's different forms that these elements come into your life, okay? But let's just take a look. And again, you may only resonate with some or all of these spirits. We have the peacock. Beautiful. Talking about inner beauty, right? Beautiful elegance. The owl. Wow. Blessings. A lot of blessings. Excuse me for the background noise. Living in the city, y'all. The owl, air energy, just like the peacock. But the owl brings, always in all cultures, the owl brings with it blessings, good fortune, and the dragonfly. Wow, Pisces, you've got a lot of air energy you're working with this week, right? But it's a lot, right? So let's get right into it real quickly, into the animal spirits before we do your spread. The peacock, it's a beautiful mystical animal talking about the inner beauty coming out. It's when all of that beautiful inner sort of beauty that we have, who we are inside, the kind of person we are, the kind of moral compass we have, all the things that makes a person beautiful on the inside is evident on the outside, can be seen from the outside. When a peacock reveals its feathers, if you see a peacock in the wild, it's almost as if it's a very demure kind of pheasant in a way, right? With these long feathers, but you don't truly, and then of course it's already beautiful, but you don't really get the true beauty of a peacock until its feathers are opened, right? And you see all these beautiful eyes. It also has a sense of knowing and seeing, right? The peacock, it sees all things and it sees the beauty in all things. The peacock is not hawkish or egoistic. It is beautiful and it shares its beauty or shares in the appreciation of the beauty of others. Now we have the owl, and the owl is in all cultures, in all cultures, the owl is a harbinger of blessings, right? Good fortune, either financially or on a material level as well as spiritually. The owl can also bring good fortune spiritually in the sense of an awakening that can come in. But the owl also brings with it an immense amount of wisdom. And usually this is a beautiful card to come on a spread because not only do wealth and blessings on a material and spiritual level come into your life, but it also indicates a sense of wisdom on your part to know what to do with them, right? So this is for someone who is at a stage in their life where they won't squander their blessings. This is a beautiful card to indicate that you are just really ripe for good fortune coming in, and you know exactly what to do with it when it comes in. All right, my lovely Pisces. Then we have the dragonfly, and the dragonfly is the Lord of light, and so also the Lord of illusion. And so with the dragonfly, it is sort of like a warning that maybe we're getting a little bit too lost in illusory ideas. We might be getting too lost in sort of the prettiness of esoteric ideas, right? I've seen this happen in individuals who've gone down sort of a so-called spiritual path, an esoteric spiritual path, and suddenly they become very lost, and before you know it, they're really like you know, not in touch with reality anymore. And so the dragonfly reminds us that, you know, even though we may see a lot of magic around us, take care. Sometimes it can be illusory. Take care to remain sort of on the ground. It is an air elemental. All three air elementals, which is quite impressive. And so it indicates not to be too up in the air, to remain a little bit grounded. Certainly when you're experiencing a lot of sort of extrasensory messages, or you may be experiencing what you believe to be sort of experiences that can be unexplained, right? You may be going down a particular path or spiritual awakening, and so with that comes a little bit of intuitive ability, maybe psychic ability, but take care also to remain extremely grounded in this world, all right? Okay, guys, so we're going to pull out about 6 to 8 spreads for you this week, Pisces, and see what you may be dealing with this week. All right, and I hope some of these do, in fact, resonate with you, but take what resonates and what doesn't, throw it away. All right, guys? All right, we have King of Wands, the Devil, 15, and 9 of Swords. So interesting. The King of Wands indicates, I'm going to say that you have, most recently you've been approached by someone, right, who is requiring a lot of work from you, or a lot of, I want to say, commitment to a particular task. I want to say this may be this could be a relationship. This could also be a sort of work or ambitious kind of career relationship, in the sense that the King of Wands, you've come across someone who is in your field, perhaps. If this is a case of career, you've come across someone who's in your field who has the same sort of creative ideas that you have, but they're a bit more of a mentor to you, right? And so they're increasing your, or opening up your creative sort of talent, potential, increasing your creative potential, but they're requiring a lot from you, right? The Devil is the card for creativity, right? It's one of the highest cards for creativity in the deck, in the sense that raw creative ambition and desire comes from our sexual center. It comes from that second chakra, the Kundalini chakra. And so that is very much associated with the Devil card. It's only when our sort of artistic and creative desires are not connected, our impulses are not connected with a higher calling or a spiritual sort of requirement, that we can then fall prey to addictions and things that are associated with the Devil card. But I think in this case, it's kind of iffy. It's almost as if you're worrying about the pressure, right, Pisces? You don't like the sense of pressure you're being put under. You have a 9 of Swords. And so I think you're having a lot of sleepless nights about it. And this is interesting, because this could be one of these scenarios where you feel a lot of pressure from someone who is requiring you to maybe produce a lot of work, right? And when you can't do that, you may then indeed flip that kind of energy into codependency. You may begin to drink more because of the pressure. You may begin to fall prey to sort of negative habits because of the pressure, in a way. So it's interesting. You have two sides of the coin. Really try not to worry. This week it's going to come up for some of you, but this 9 of Swords is not indicative of you not being able to live up to the task. Try not to psych yourself out. The 9 of Swords is never really based on any real factual reason for you to be anxious. This is more the sort of misery that we put ourselves under. Okay, with the 9 of Swords, this is more anxiety that and pressure that we put on ourselves. This person, King of Wands, who is requiring you to maybe step to the plate or up your game, they're not requiring too much from you, Pisces. You can do this, and you don't need to succumb to your anxieties, which will ultimately turn this creative process into one of perhaps a negative road, which could include addiction and codependency for some of you. Judgment, Death, and 10 of Wands. All right, some of you are at a stage in your life where you finally, it may be that you found out some information, something has come into you, maybe something has been revealed to you in a sense of like that peacock energy, and so you've had a judgment, right? You've had a moment of an epiphany, a realization that perhaps some of the judgments you've been putting on yourself and some of the requirements, some of the guilt that maybe you've taken on is not yours to bear. This is what happens when a judgment card comes in. You start to free yourself from guilt. You start to free yourself from misplaced judgment about things in the past. You know how we think about things in the past and what we did wrong. Sometimes we really beat ourselves up and we live under this kind of like yoke of judgment, right, for quite a long time. You're ready to throw this off. You're having like a real transformation in your physical life. A death card death generally indicates that everything is about to change. You may be moving jobs, you may be coming out of relationships. Certainly you're coming to the end of a very long journey because you have 10 of Wands. And so some of you are finally ready to lay down a particular burden or a responsibility that you have been shouldering for a very long time. This could also include all of the various hang-ups and baggage that comes along with it. Self-esteem issues, lack of confidence, all of this you are starting to lay down. And especially with this judgment card coming in the way it has, this is coming in a very profound way with death. This is going to be seen on a very physical level. You may, like I said, you may decide to move or change jobs. This is going to be extremely apparent in all levels of your life, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And this week is when it kind of starts to come to a head, or at least the transformation process begins this week. 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the 10 major arcana Wheel of Fortune. More completion. A lot of 10s for you Pisces in general on these spreads. 3 of Pentacles indicates that you're starting to get some attention for your work, for your craftsmanship. There's something you're very skilled at, right? And you're starting to get a lot of attention for it. People are starting to seek you out, and they're starting to say this, you are the one to go to, right, for this. This could be a career or it could be a passion of yours as well. However, alongside of that, you've also come to a period in your life where you've made a really fundamental shift in your ego or your sense of personality. And this week, a lot of this is going to be really apparent to you because the 10 of Swords talks about the end of a very long stage of pain, ups and downs, a lot of mental anxiety, a lot of facing up to truths. And what happens with the 10 of Swords is that that period comes to a close, but it doesn't come to a close as it did with the 10 of Wands where you're laying down burdens. With the 10 of Swords, you come out of this a completely different person. You're not the same person you were before. You actually change who you are. Parts of your personality may change. Parts of what you desire for your future may change. And the 10 of Swords is almost the death of the old ego and the rebirth of a new ego. It's a very positive card, even though it looks very grim. And along with all of this comes a sense of good fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is also turning. So this is a really fated moment for you. For some of you, this is a very kind of major life shift. You're going to look back on this period as a time when certain things increased, like your career or your ambition, where you made a fundamental change in yourself that you are very thankful for, and where really positive opportunities have started to come into your life. This is very indicative of our energy. All right, and this all starts to become very apparent this week for some of you Pisces. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Fool. All right, well, for some of you, I'm going to say that you have someone who's very interested in you. This person is probably a little bit older than you. This person is certainly a very accomplished person. They may be very influential. They're presenting as the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is generally a self-made person. It's not gender specific, but this person is a very dominant character in their field or in their career. They've reached a certain level of abundance and status, and they're kind of coming into you with a little token of love. And for some of you, this feels like a whole new thing altogether. You may not be used to this kind of individual. Remember the romance angel cards we pulled in the beginning. Stay optimistic, reconciliation, and chemistry. You have an extreme amount of chemistry with this person, I think, right? You should stay optimistic. You're feeling like a fool right now, and not in the fool sense, but in the tarot fool sense, in the sense of like, you feel like this is really an adventure. You feel like if you take this cup of love from this individual, this is the type of person who may whisk you around the world. They may wine and dine you. They may just change your life in a really fundamental way. It's a little scary for you, I think, because again, they may be a little bit older than you. This may not be what you're used to, but I would say go for it, because this is a very, very exciting sort of union and dynamic. Empress, Knight of Cups, Empress, Ace of Pentacles, and Knight of Cups. This is going to be the last spread, guys. Empress energy comes in when we are loving ourselves and nurturing ourselves, right? Empress energy is all about beauty, love, but the essence of beauty and love is making sure that we attend to ourselves, making sure that we love ourselves. You simply cannot have love for others unless you have a real love for yourself. And so the Empress generally comes in when we are nurturing ourselves, right? When we are being loyal to our own sort of needs, right? Rather than always putting the needs of others before ourselves, so that we become drained. So some of you have really been doing that lately. You've really been refilling your stocks in a way. You've been replenishing your soul. You've been taking care of your physical selves, right? And you're feeling really good, right? You're feeling real self-love. You're feeling sexy, some of you. And so on the heels of that is coming in an opportunity for abundance. But this opportunity for abundance comes with a Knight of Cups as well. Somebody who wants to be with you, right? Somebody is coming towards you with a cup of love. But they also probably... their coming together with you also brings abundance, or it brings an opportunity for abundance in some kind of way. Every single spread here has brought with it a lot of like sort of good luck and abundance, right? And a sort of increase in status. And we have the owl on the spread. The owl is such a strong card for rewards coming in. That I'm not surprised that all of the spreads have basically been talking about that there's not been any kind of power struggles in any of these spreads. It's really been wonderful, Pisces. But yes, this person not only brings with them love and a desire to be with you, but they also bring with them a great amount of abundance. And it's not that they necessarily are rich, but it's almost as if your union with them, you're coming together with them, almost makes you a sort of power couple, and the blessings just somehow come in as a result of that. All right, Pisces, I'm gonna call it. This is your weekly reading for August 25th to August 31st. I'm sorry. Started to think we are almost into September. But if this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. You can go ahead and follow me on Facebook. You can follow my links down in the description. I have links to the cards. You can buy those on Amazon. I do get a small commission for that as well. You can follow the link for a private reading at the top of your screen. All of that good stuff helps me grow my channel, helps me continue to provide you with these readings. All right, Pisces, this has been a really nice spread for you this week, and I wish you all the best. You know how much I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.